by Paul Carberry. He was ridden to victory by Richard Hughes last year. Istabraq, Charlie Swan on for a quick treble. Number 3 is Noble Time, Graham Bradley riding for Paddy Mullins. Number 4, Punting Pete, has been second to the favourite. Richard Dunwoody, the Prince, is on board. Number 5 is Theatre World, second in this race last year. Another of Aidan O'Brien's runners, Norman Williamson. Will he get retribution here? And this is the interesting one for me. Number 6, in the colours of David Lloyd, his song, Richard Hughes gets the ride. Richard Hughes, a very good flat jockey that takes the odd ride over hurdles. And number 7, Not Complaining But, second in the Ladbroke when you were with us for that race won by Graphic Equaliser. Well, let's see how the market shapes up. Istabraq is 4 to 11, well, was 2 to 5, so they're going for it despite those cramped odds. Cockney Lad at 5 to 1. The one that I just feel is the wild card, his song at 8 to 1. Drifting, the only mare in the race, this is Not Complaining But, Tommy Tracy on board. Theatre World, 16 to 1. Noble Time, 20s, and the outsider, Punting Pete. Willie Mullins trains, Richard Dunwoody on board. You don't see him on too many 33 to 1 shots.
In second, and they're followed in third place by Not Complaining But, and then comes the favourite Istabraq, ahead of his song, The Unbeaten Novice, and then Noble Time, as they run up towards the first. Punting Pete, Richard Dunwoody in the lead. Theatre World, runner-up a year ago. Norman Williamson in the saddle this time. Punting Pete over the first from Theatre World in second, and they're clear of Not Complaining But. Istabraq jumps at fourth, ahead of his song, and then we've got Noble Time just ahead of last year's winner, Cockney Lad. But Punting Pete takes them past the stands for the first time with a lead of about 5 lengths over Theatre World in second. Theatre World a good 8 lengths clear of Not Complaining But, who's about half a length in front of Istabraq. Then his song, and behind his song Noble Time, and Cockney Lad brings up the rear. Flight number 2. Punting Pete over from Theatre World in second. They're clear of Istabraq, jumps in third. Not Complaining But on his inside, and behind the mare we've got his song with the white face, Noble Time, the green and yellow colours on the left of the picture, and Cockney Lad on the rail as they go up towards flight number 3. Punting Pete in the lead, and clear from Theatre World, who in turn is clear of Not Complaining But. Istabraq keeping wide, then his song and Cockney Lad and Noble Time. Flight number 3, Punting Pete from Theatre World in second. Not Complaining But on the inside, Istabraq the outer. His song is 5th as they go left-handed towards the back straight. A long run to flight number 4, and Punting Pete strides along clear of Theatre World in second. Not Complaining But the rails in third, followed by Istabraq in 4, and behind Istabraq comes his song, Cockney Lad, and finally Noble Time as they turn now to straighten up for the 4th. Punting Pete, runner-up to Istabraq here at Christmas, making the running clear of Theatre World. The others have closed up on Theatre World now. Not Complaining But about 3 lengths back ahead of Istabraq, and then his song. Cockney Lad is next, and finally Noble Time as they come towards the 4th. Punting Pete in the lead, good 6 lengths clear. Theatre World in second, almost 3 lengths clear of Istabraq, showing third, and 4th place is Not Complaining But, and then his song, Cockney Lad, and Noble Time returning after a long absence, and the only horse to have beaten Istabraq over hurdles brings up the rear as they run towards the 5th flight now. And Punting Pete with Theatre World closing the gap now in second place, and they're about 5 lengths clear of Istabraq. His song was moved up alongside Not Complaining But. Cockney Lad and Noble Time the last pair at the 5th. Punting Pete from Theatre World in second. Punting Pete, Theatre World, and then his song 3, Not Complaining But. Istabraq wasn't foot perfect there, but still handy in 5th, just ahead of Cockney Lad, who's beginning to get a bit closer, and then Noble Time as they go towards the 3rd last flight, and it's Punting Pete the leader by 2.5 to Theatre World. His song jumps into 3rd place there, followed in 4th place by Not Complaining But. Istabraq is 5th, and then Cockney Lad, and finally Noble Time. Tightly grouped as they begin to turn off the back. A long run to the 2nd last. Punting Pete taken on by Theatre World. His song going well, about 2.5 lengths back in 3rd. Then the favourite Istabraq 4. Not Complaining But is 5. Cockney Lad and Noble Time still closely grouped, about 6 lengths covering them as they pass the half-mile marker, and Theatre World on the outside of Punting Pete. Istabraq closes right up now on the outside. His song still going easily. Not Complaining But right on their heels with Cockney Lad and also Noble Time, all in contention down to the 2nd last. Istabraq's widest of all. His song is alongside him. Cockney Lad's got through on the inside. Then Not Complaining But. Punting Pete's dropped away, and so is Theatre World as they run the turn into the straight. And it's Istabraq on the outside of his song. Cockney Lad, last year's winner, is on the rail. And as they level now to the final flight, Istabraq and Charlie Swan have it from his song. Richard Hughes in second. About half a length between them. Noble Tyne putting in a big run in third. Cockney Lad is fourth. Down to the final flight. Istabraq lobbing. His song close in second. In third place is Noble Tyne at the last. Istabraq from his song on the far side. And then Noble Tyne and racing into the closing stages as Istabraq having to be rousted. His song running a cracking race on the far side. The novices, they race up towards the line. Istabraq ridden out, gaining the upper hand, but a big run from his song as they go to the line. Istabraq wins it in the end by about a length and a half. His song a big run, second. Third, Noble Tyne, and they're clear of last year's winner, Cockney Lad. Not Complaining But. A tired Theatre World and an exhausted Punting Pete walking up to finish last of the 7. So Istabraq has won, but his song came out of the race almost as well as the winner. A big run for Mouse Morris's novice 6, his song at 8 to 1. Third, number 3, Noble Tyne at 25 to 1, and all 7 ran.